Every level of acting ability. Explained. Level 1. Trash. Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton's film career is best remembered for how poorly it was received rather than for any acting accomplishments. Her most infamous role came in 2008's The Hottie and the Naughty, a film that became a shorthand for everything wrong with stunt casting. Critics noted Hilton delivered her lines without any depth or conviction, and the movie scored some of the lowest ratings in film history, even earning multiple Razzie Awards, including Worst Actress. Hilton's presence in cinema is tied directly to her status as a tabloid figure and reality television personality, rather than to any demonstration of range or transformation. Hilton's most prominent film appearance came in House of Wax, which the studio heavily marketed as her breakout horror role. Instead of showcasing her acting, the campaign famously teased her on-screen death with the tagline, "See Paris Die." Critics noted that her performance amounted to little more than playing a thinly veiled version of herself, and the emphasis on her celebrity status overshadowed any attempt to treat her as a serious actress. While the film performed moderately at the box office, it cemented Hilton's reputation as a publicity-driven figure in cinema rather than a performer capable of transformation. Madonna. Madonna's acting career has long been a point of contention. While she is an undisputed icon in the music industry, her transition to film was plagued by high-profile misfires. Movies like Shanghai Surprise and Swept Away were not only critical failures but also box office disasters, cementing her as a frequent target of Razzie Awards. What is striking, however, is that Madonna did manage flashes of serious acclaim, most notably with Evita in 1996, where she won a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy.
The winner is Madonna Evita.
I have been so incredibly blessed.
Despite that recognition, she never escaped the broader perception that her acting lacked depth and relied on her pop star charisma rather than craft. Critics often described her performances as flat, overly self-aware, and dependent on her image. The contrast between her towering success in music and her struggles in film illustrates how mastery in one medium does not necessarily translate to another. Pamela Anderson. Pamela Anderson became an international icon through her role on Baywatch, but her leap to film stardom met immediate resistance. Her best-known movie role came in Barbed Wire, a dystopian action film intended to make her an action star. Instead, it was widely mocked, and Anderson received a Razzie nomination for Worst New Star. Beyond her television image, Anderson struggled with typecasting, often confined to roles emphasizing glamour over acting range. A surprising aspect of her career is that she once voiced a character in the animated series Stripperella, created by Marvel legend Stan Lee. Despite that unusual crossover, her work on screen never overcame the stereotype attached to her persona. In recent years, her turn as Roxy Hart in Broadway's Chicago received positive reviews, showing that her talents may have been better suited for stage performance rather than Hollywood filmmaking. Level 2. Bad. Megan Fox. Megan Fox rose to fame in the late 2000s with Transformers and its sequel, Revenge of the Fallen. Her on-screen presence was marketed heavily around her appearance rather than her acting ability. Critics frequently pointed out that her performances felt stiff and overly reliant on visual spectacle rather than character depth. Director Michael Bay openly clashed with her during the Transformers productions, and Fox herself described feeling objectified by the industry. While those comments highlighted issues within Hollywood, they also reinforced the perception that she was miscast in roles that demanded emotional weight. Outside of Transformers, her starring role in Jennifer's Body received poor box office results at the time, though the film later developed a cult following and a more positive reappraisal. Still, Fox never escaped her reputation as an actress who lacked range. A surprising note is that she actually auditioned for The Dark Knight and was briefly considered for a major role, though her career trajectory kept her in projects that emphasized her looks over her craft. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez is one of the most recognizable stars in entertainment, balancing careers in music, fashion, and film, but she's in the bad tier because her filmography is littered with critical flops that overshadow her few standout performances. Her acting trajectory began with early acclaim in 1997's Selena, where she portrayed the murdered Tejano singer. That role earned her a Golden Globe nomination and demonstrated her potential to anchor dramatic work.
Till death do us part.
However, her subsequent career swung unevenly between romantic comedies and action thrillers, with inconsistent results. The most notorious entry was the 2003 bomb, Geely, a critical and commercial disaster that earned multiple Razzie Awards and is often labeled one of the worst films ever made. Despite that stigma, Lopez has remained a major cultural force. Her performance in 2019's Hustlers was widely praised, and many critics argued it should have earned her an Oscar nomination. What holds Lopez back in the acting conversation is the inconsistency. For every strong performance like Selena or Out of Sight, there are multiple underwhelming projects that lean too heavily on her star persona. A little-known fact is that she was actually the first Latina actress to earn over $1 million for a film, marking a significant moment for representation in Hollywood. Dakota Johnson. Dakota Johnson became a household name through 50 Shades of Grey and its sequels. The franchise was a commercial success, but critics almost universally described her performance as wooden and awkward, hindered by weak dialogue and limited character development. Despite the criticism, Johnson's ability to carry a trilogy elevated her profile, though not her reputation as a serious actress. She attempted to shift into independent cinema, with roles in A Bigger Splash and Suspiria, both of which showcased more potential than her franchise work. Yet the association with 50 Shades continues to overshadow her efforts, with many viewers unable to separate her from the franchise's legacy. Interestingly, Johnson comes from a Hollywood family. She is the daughter of actors Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith, and the granddaughter of Hitchcock star Tippi Hedren. That lineage positioned her within the industry from the start, but critics have noted that her career often feels more about opportunity than demonstrated talent. She has shown flashes of improvement in smaller projects, but has yet to redefine her image fully. Level 3. Mid. Winona Ryder. Winona Ryder was one of the defining actresses of the late 1980s and 1990s. Her breakthrough came with Beetlejuice, where her portrayal of Lydia Dietz cemented her as a goth icon. She followed with Heathers, a dark high school satire that became a cult classic. Ryder balanced teen outsider roles with serious drama. In The Age of Innocence, she earned an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Another nomination followed for Little Women. Yet despite critical acclaim in her early career, Ryder's trajectory stalled in the early 2000s because she struggled to transition from youthful outsider roles into consistently strong adult performances. She re-emerged decades later in Stranger Things, which revitalized her career and introduced her to a new generation.
What should I do?
Overlooked detail about Ryder is that she was nearly cast as Mary Corleone in The Godfather Part 3, but withdrew due to exhaustion. The role went to Sofia Coppola, whose performance was widely considered Razzie-worthy itself. Ryder's near involvement could have changed her career path dramatically. Demi Moore. Demi Moore became one of the highest-paid actresses of the 1990s, with roles that combined star power and box office draw. She gained early acclaim in 1990 with Ghost, where her emotional performance opposite Patrick Swayze became iconic.
I want to marry you, Sam.
What?
Yep.
The pottery scene is one of the most referenced moments in romantic film history. Moore went on to headline A Few Good Men, proving she could hold her own alongside Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson. Yet her reputation for picking projects that leaned heavily on her image caught up with her. Films like Striptease and G.I. Jane drew critical ridicule. At one point, she was paid $12 million for Striptease, making her the highest-paid actress of her time, but the backlash damaged her standing in Hollywood. Moore later shifted towards smaller supporting roles, and while she never regained her former box office dominance, she remains an emblem of the highs and lows of stardom. Few recall that she was one of the original investors in Planet Hollywood, tying her finances and public image to the celebrity-driven restaurant chain during its peak. Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston became a household name through Friends, where her role as Rachel Green defined the sitcom era of the 1990s. The hairstyle she debuted on the show, dubbed The Rachel, became a cultural phenomenon. Transitioning into film, Aniston frequently starred in romantic comedies such as Marley and Me and The Breakup. While commercially successful, these roles often reinforced the perception that she was playing variations of Rachel rather than fully realized characters. Critics argue that her range is limited, though she occasionally demonstrates depth, as seen in 2014's Cake, where she earned critical praise for tackling a dramatic role. Aniston is also known for her savvy business sense. She negotiated one of the largest television salaries of her era during the final seasons of Friends.
But if I spent it, it would be like shopping.
Earning $1 million per episode. What is less well known is that she was considered for the role of Rose in Titanic before Kate Winslet was cast, a decision that may have altered both of their careers significantly. Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz's career began explosively in 1994 with The Mask, where she starred opposite Jim Carrey in her debut role. Her charisma and screen presence made her an instant star. Diaz became a staple of romantic comedies and lighthearted blockbusters, from There's Something About Mary to Charlie's Angels. She showed her dramatic side in Being John Malkovich, earning critical acclaim and proving she could stretch beyond comedic archetypes. Still, much of her career was built on her charm and accessibility rather than transformative performances. Time and again, she was cast as the likable lead whose personality drove the film, but rarely as a character that required serious dramatic weight. She retired from acting in 2014, citing a desire to focus on her personal life, though she has long since resumed a comeback. At the height of her career, Diaz admitted she nearly quit acting because of her fear of public exposure. She described fame as overwhelming and unnatural, saying she never planned to become a movie star and still struggles with attention off-screen. Level 4. Okay. Reese Witherspoon. Reese Witherspoon's career has been defined by her ability to balance lighthearted charm with dramatic gravitas. Her early roles in Election and Legally Blonde showcased her comedic timing and ability to create enduring pop culture moments. Elle Woods became an icon of empowerment through a performance that teetered the line between satire and sincerity. Witherspoon's dramatic peak arrived with Walk the Line in 2005, where she won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her portrayal of June Carter Cash. That role demonstrated her ability to carry complex characters with emotional depth. Still, much of her career afterward leaned back into rom-coms like Sweet Home Alabama and lighter fare that emphasized her approachable star persona. While these roles kept her commercially successful, they also limited her reputation as a serious actress by anchoring her to predictable, formula-driven stories. A less remembered fact about Witherspoon is that she co-founded the production company Hello Sunshine, which produced projects like Big Little Lies and The Morning Show.
Okay, there's a freight elevator at the end of the hall. There's a black SUV across the street. She's on her way. Go, go.
Shifting her influence from on-screen presence to behind-the-scenes power in shaping female-driven stories. Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson emerged as a breakout star in 2003 with Lost in Translation, where her understated performance opposite Bill Murray earned her a BAFTA award and set her on a path toward critical recognition.
Well, no one's ever asked for their money back.
She transitioned into mainstream stardom with roles in Matchpoint and Girl with a Pearl Earring, proving she could balance art house credibility with commercial appeal. However, Johansson's career is most associated with her decade-long run as Natasha Romanoff in Marvel's Avengers franchise. While these films made her one of the highest-paid actresses in the world, they also cemented her as a persona-driven star whose identity often overshadowed her characters. Despite this, she earned 2 Oscar nominations in 2019 for Marriage Story and Jojo Rabbit, solidifying her dramatic credibility. Many people don't know that Johansson once released an album of Tom Waits covers in 2008, demonstrating her inclination to experiment beyond film, though it received mixed reviews. Halle Berry. Halle Berry made history in 2002 when she won the Academy Award for Best Actress for Monsters Ball.
And the Oscar goes to Halle Berry in Monsters Ball.
It's for the women that stand beside me.
Becoming the first black woman to achieve that distinction. Her raw performance opposite Billy Bob Thornton remains her career-defining dramatic achievement. Yet Berry's career since has been marked by uneven choices. 2004's Catwoman became a notorious flop, earning her a Razzie Award for Worst Actress. The failure reinforced a pattern where her undeniable talent was undermined by poor script selection and roles that failed to match her dramatic ability. To her credit, Berry accepted the Razzie in person, clutching her Oscar in one hand and poking fun at the industry's contradictions.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I never in my life thought I would be up here.
Beyond her high-profile failures, Berry has maintained visibility through action roles like the X-Men franchise, where she played Storm. An often overlooked detail is that she began her career as a beauty pageant contestant, winning Miss Teen All-American in 1985 before breaking into acting. A reminder of how her image shaped her early opportunities. Berry's legacy lies in being both a trailblazer and a cautionary tale about how Hollywood typecasts even its most decorated stars. Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman has built a reputation as one of the most dependable actresses of her generation, with a career spanning mainstream blockbusters and independent drama. She first broke out in 1995 with To Die For, where her performance as a fame-obsessed housewife earned critical acclaim.
Die for. You're on.
Good evening from the WWE and Weather Center.
Kidman reached her peak in the early 2000s with films like Moulin Rouge, which earned her an Oscar nomination, and The Hours, where she won Best Actress for her portrayal of Virginia Woolf. Known for her willingness to take risks, Kidman often gravitates towards psychologically complex characters, such as in Dogville and The Others. However, her career has also included forgettable commercial ventures like Bewitched and Australia, which limited her perception as consistently elite. A lesser-known Hollywood tidbit is that Kidman was originally cast in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, alongside Brad Pitt, but dropped out. Her departure paved the way for Angelina Jolie, whose real-life relationship with Pitt overshadowed the film itself. Level 5. Good. Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron's career is defined by her willingness to physically and emotionally transform for roles. Born in South Africa, she first drew notice in 1997's The Devil's Advocate before cementing herself as a serious actress in 2003 with Monster. In that film, she portrayed serial killer Aileen Wuornos, gaining weight, shaving her eyebrows, and altering her appearance so completely that many viewers initially did not recognize her. The performance earned her an Academy Award and remains one of the most radical transformations in modern film. Beyond Monster, Theron has become known for her versatility. She has led action blockbusters like Mad Max, Fury Road, and Atomic Blonde, while also showing comedic skill in films like Tully.
Of you. I'm just not used to people doing.
She was the first South African to win an Oscar for Best Actress. Theron's career and notoriety could have been significantly different. She once trained as a ballet dancer before a knee injury forced her to change direction, leading her unexpectedly into acting. Jessica Chastain built her reputation as one of the most intense and dedicated actresses of her generation. She gained wide recognition with The Help, which earned her an Academy Award nomination. A year later, she delivered a career-defining performance in Zero Dark 30 as Maya, a CIA analyst obsessed with capturing Osama bin Laden.
There are two narratives about the location of Osama bin Laden. The one that you're most familiar with.
The role showcased her ability to embody obsessive determination, earning her a Best Actress nomination. In 2021, she finally won an Oscar for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, where she played televangelist Tammy Faye Baker. Requiring heavy prosthetics and a years-long commitment to developing the role, Chastain is known for her rigorous preparation. She studied at Juilliard on a scholarship funded by Robin Williams. Interestingly, she has a policy of not dating actors, explaining that she wanted to keep her personal and professional lives separate, a unique stance in Hollywood's tight-knit community. Sandra Bullock is one of the most bankable stars of the past 3 decades, moving between romantic comedies, action, and drama with ease. She first broke out in 1994 with Speed, where her chemistry with Keanu Reeves helped make the film a surprise blockbuster.
This bus? Oh, sure. It's just like driving a really big Pinto.
She became the queen of romantic comedies with films like While You Were Sleeping and Miss Congeniality. Yet Bullock has also delivered serious dramatic turns, most notably in The Blind Side, for which she won the Academy Award for Best Actress. Another highlight was Gravity in 2013, where she carried a nearly one-woman film and earned another Oscar nomination. Bullock is also one of the few actresses to maintain full creative control over her career. Through her production company, Fortis Films, she produced many of her own hits, including Miss Congeniality and The Proposal, proving her success was built as much on business acumen as on talent. She remains one of the few actresses to balance blockbuster success with critical respect across multiple genres. Amy Adams has been called one of the greatest actresses never to have won an Oscar, despite 6 nominations. She began her career in supporting roles, but gained notice with Junebug, earning her first nomination. She followed with acclaimed performances in Doubt, The Fighter, and American Hustle. Adams also demonstrated versatility by taking on fantasy and science fiction, such as Enchanted and Arrival, the latter cementing her status as a leading dramatic actress.
They sent me the script, and they're like, they want to talk to you about Charlene. And I was like, Charlene gets in the fist fight, Charlene?
What sets Adams apart is her ability to play warmth and kindness in one film, then icy ambition in another, shifting seamlessly between sincerity and ruthlessness. Adams was cast in over 30 minor television and film roles before her breakout in Junebug. She nearly quit acting altogether after years of rejections and typecasting as the sweet girl, making her eventual rise all the more remarkable. Her lack of an Oscar, despite repeated nominations, is often cited as one of the Academy's biggest oversights in recent years. Jennifer Lawrence rose to prominence at a remarkably young age, becoming one of the most famous actresses in the world before turning 30. Her breakthrough came with Winter's Bone, which earned her a Best Actress nomination at just 20 years old. She followed with The Hunger Games franchise, where she became the face of one of the most successful young adult adaptations in history. Lawrence won the Oscar for Best Actress in Silver Linings Playbook, making her the second youngest winner ever in that category.
Oh, hey! What the hell?
What happened to your face?
Weightlifting accident?
That sounds like...
She received further nominations for American Hustle and Joy, proving her staying power. Her candid off-screen personality and unfiltered interviews have divided public opinion. Some find her refreshing while others view her as overly casual. Lawrence actually auditioned for Twilight before Kristen Stewart was cast as Bella Swan. Had she landed that role, her career might have followed an entirely different trajectory. Julia Roberts became the face of Hollywood in the 1990s, cementing her status as America's sweetheart. Her breakthrough came with Pretty Woman in 1990, where her role as Vivian Ward propelled her to stardom. She won the Academy Award for Best Actress with Erin Brockovich, where she played a determined legal assistant uncovering a corporate water contamination scandal.
Breast cysts, uterine cancer, Hodgkin's disease.
Beyond her Oscar win, Roberts headlined numerous box office hits, including My Best Friend's Wedding and Runaway Bride. She became the first actress to break the $20 million per film salary barrier, marking a historic moment in Hollywood pay equity. Roberts' star power also gave her unusual leverage in choosing projects. She was one of the few actresses of her time who could open a film on name recognition alone. During her early career, Roberts gained a reputation for being difficult on set, particularly after tension-filled productions like Hook. Crew members reportedly nicknamed her Tinkerhell for her diva-like behavior, a label she later admitted deeply embarrassed her. Level 6. Great. Cate Blanchett. Cate Blanchett is regarded as one of the most versatile actresses of her generation, with a career spanning independent drama, large-scale blockbusters, and experimental projects. Her breakthrough came with Elizabeth, where she portrayed Queen Elizabeth I with commanding presence, earning her first Academy Award nomination. She later won Oscars for The Aviator, where she transformed into Katharine Hepburn, and Blue Jasmine, where she played a socialite in Freefall. Blanchett is known for her ability to vanish into characters, often described as a chameleon. She has appeared in everything from the Lord of the Rings trilogy to Tar, where her portrayal of a troubled conductor earned universal acclaim. Showing her impressive ability to shapeshift, Blanchett once performed as Bob Dylan in I'm Not There, a role that defied expectations and won her the Volpe Cup at Venice. Viola Davis. Viola Davis has achieved the rare distinction of EGOT status, winning Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Awards. Her screen breakthrough came in 2008's Doubt, where she appeared in a single 8-minute scene opposite Meryl Streep, yet earned an Oscar nomination.
I'm getting blamed, and you know why that is.
You should let me talk.
Sister, you ain't going against no man in a robe and win. He's got the position.
She later won Best Supporting Actress for Fences, reprising the role she had performed on stage.
The people who taught me good or bad, how to fail, how to love, how to lose. My parents, I'm so thankful that God chose you. Bring me into this world.
Davis is known for her intensity and emotional power, bringing a raw authenticity to every character. On television, she made history with How to Get Away with Murder, becoming the first black woman to win the Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series. She has often spoken openly about being offered only stereotypical roles early in her career. She once said she didn't play her first fully realized, complex black woman until she was in her 40s, exposing how limited Hollywood's imagination was for women of color. Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton's career is defined by its defiance of categorization. She first gained prominence in Orlando, where she played a gender-shifting noble across centuries, a role that showcased her androgynous presence. She later won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in Michael Clayton, portraying an unscrupulous corporate lawyer.
And the Oscar goes to Tilda Swinton.
I have an American agent who is the spitting image of this.
Swinton gravitates toward avant-garde and experimental projects, collaborating frequently with directors like Derek Jarman and Luca Guadagnino. At the same time, she has taken roles in mainstream films like Doctor Strange and The Chronicles of Narnia. Swinton is often called the ultimate shapeshifter, both for her physical appearance and her eclectic filmography. She has described acting as a study of stillness, and before shooting Only Lovers Left Alive, she practiced moving and speaking at half speed to create the illusion of centuries-old patience. It's the kind of quiet precision that defines her work. A surprising note is that she once staged a performance art piece at the Museum of Modern Art, sleeping inside a glass box on public display, blurring the line between celebrity and conceptual art. Emma Stone. Emma Stone is one of the few modern actresses to successfully transition from comedic beginnings into dramatic acclaim. She first gained attention in Superbad and quickly became a fixture of teen comedies. Her breakout came with Easy A, which established her sharp comedic timing.
No grunt and make it convincing.
She earned an Oscar nomination for Birdman before winning Best Actress for La La Land, where her performance as aspiring actress Mia was praised for its vulnerability and emotional depth. Stone has also shown range in films like The Favorite, where she held her own opposite Olivia Colman and Rachel Weisz. In 2021, she took on the flamboyant role of Cruella in Disney's live-action Cruella, proving her ability to command large-scale productions. Most recently, she won the Academy Award for Best Actress for Poor Things, where her daring, unconventional performance as Bella Baxter showcased her willingness to take risks and cemented her status as one of the boldest talents of her generation. Stone has spoken candidly about struggling with severe anxiety and panic attacks as a child. She credits acting as the outlet that helped her channel fear into performance, turning vulnerability into one of her greatest strengths. Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett is widely considered one of Hollywood's most commanding presences. She gained international recognition for her portrayal of Tina Turner in What's Love Got to Do with It, earning an Academy Award nomination. Known for her ability to embody historical figures, she has also played Rosa Parks and Coretta Scott King. Bassett has enjoyed renewed visibility in recent years with her role as Queen Ramonda in Marvel's Black Panther films. Her performance in Wakanda Forever earned her an Academy Award nomination, making her the first actress in a Marvel film to be recognized by the Oscars. Her dignified screen presence has made her a role model for multiple generations.
It very well. It was, of course, a supreme disappointment.
A supreme disappointment.
And disappointment is human.
What is less widely known is that Bassett originally intended to pursue a career in social work after graduating from Yale. Her pivot into acting obviously altered her life path dramatically. Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie rose from Australian soap operas to become one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. She broke out internationally in 2013 with The Wolf of Wall Street, where her portrayal of Naomi LaPaglia opposite Leonardo DiCaprio showcased her charisma.
The whole thing and deal with the golf course people.
Oh my God!
Robbie demonstrated her range in I, Tonya, earning an Oscar nomination for playing disgraced figure skater Tonya Harding. She has also anchored major franchises, most notably as Harley Quinn in DC's Suicide Squad films. In 2023, she headlined Barbie, which became a billion-dollar success and further solidified her influence in the industry.
Hey, Barbie.
Robbie also co-founded Lucky Chap Entertainment, which has produced critically acclaimed films like Promising Young Woman. Robbie took a major career gamble by leaving Neighbours, her Australian soap opera, without a Hollywood contract. She bought a one-way ticket to Los Angeles and auditioned for months before landing The Wolf of Wall Street. Glenn Close. Glenn Close is frequently cited as one of the greatest actresses never to have won an Academy Award, despite 8 nominations. She gained fame with Fatal Attraction, where her portrayal of Alex Forrest remains one of cinema's most infamous villains. She followed with Dangerous Liaisons, earning further acclaim.
Come back when you've succeeded with Madame de Tourvel.
Close has consistently chosen complex roles, often portraying morally ambiguous characters. Her lack of Oscar wins became such a recurring storyline that her loss in 2019 for The Wife, despite being heavily favored, was considered one of the Academy's biggest surprises. Close has also maintained a strong presence on stage and television. Her Emmy-winning role in Damages further highlighted her versatility. Despite 8 Academy Award nominations without a single win, Close holds the record for the longest span between her first and most recent nominations. Over 35 years, a testament to both her longevity and the Academy's continued oversight. Kate Winslet. Kate Winslet has combined box office dominance with dramatic prestige throughout her career. She became a global star with Titanic, which remains one of the highest-grossing films of all time. Winslet has shown remarkable range across films such as Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, The Reader, and Revolutionary Road. She won the Academy Award for Best Actress for The Reader. She has also won multiple Emmy Awards for her television work, including Mare of Easttown. Winslet is known for embracing difficult, unglamorous roles that push her outside conventional star boundaries. Her commitment to authenticity was evident on the set of Titanic. She refused to wear a wetsuit under her costume during the freezing water scenes, ultimately developing pneumonia, a decision that showcased her relentless pursuit of realism. A fascinating fact is that Winslet holds the record as the youngest actress to receive 6 Academy Award nominations, achieving this by age 33. Her career reflects both critical acclaim and enduring popularity. Level 7. GOAT. Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep is widely considered the greatest living actress, with a record 21 Academy Award nominations and 3 wins. Her ability to transform into vastly different characters has made her synonymous with acting excellence. Early in her career, she earned acclaim for Kramer vs. Kramer, winning Best Supporting Actress. She followed with Best Actress wins for Sophie's Choice, where her Polish accent and emotional intensity became legendary, and The Iron Lady, portraying Margaret Thatcher with uncanny precision. Streep is renowned for her meticulous preparation. She often immerses herself in linguistic, cultural, and historical research. She has said she approaches each role from the feet up, meaning she builds characters through posture, rhythm, and physical detail before ever memorizing lines.
Believe me, I have to live with that every day of my life.
A technique that allows her to inhabit personalities from the outside inward. Within Hollywood, Streep is often described not just as a great actress, but as the yardstick for greatness itself. She originally trained in opera before shifting to acting, a foundation that gave her precise vocal control and emotional range. Whether mastering Polish in Sophie's Choice or singing live in Mamma Mia, her ability to disappear into any genre has made her the benchmark against which all others are measured. Frances McDormand. Frances McDormand has forged a reputation for authenticity, eschewing Hollywood glamour for grounded human portrayals. She has won 4 Academy Awards for acting, more than any other living actress. Her first came with Fargo in 1996, where her portrayal of pregnant police chief Marge Gunderson became instantly iconic.
Shooting. These folks drive by, there's a high-speed pursuit, ends here, and then this execution type deal.
She followed with wins for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, and Nomadland, both of which showcased her ability to embody ordinary people with extraordinary depth. McDormand famously refuses to wear makeup or request flattering lighting on set. She believes any attempt to beautify a role distorts truth, a principle that has become her signature across projects from Fargo to 3 Billboards. McDormand is known for avoiding the trappings of celebrity, rarely giving interviews or participating in red carpets unless necessary. She made history by becoming one of the few actresses to win Oscars in 3 different decades, yet she's openly criticized the industry's obsession with awards, once saying she keeps her trophies in a special place for things that collect dust. Katharine Hepburn. Katharine Hepburn remains one of the most influential actresses in Hollywood history, holding the record with 4 Academy Award wins for Best Actress. She rose to prominence in the 1930s, often playing strong-willed and independent women, a persona that challenged gender norms of her era. Her first Oscar came with Morning Glory. She later delivered acclaimed performances in The Philadelphia Story and The African Queen. Hepburn's later career triumphs include back-to-back Oscar wins for Guess Who's Coming to Dinner and The Lion in Winter, followed by another for On Golden Pond. Beyond her acting, Hepburn was known for her fiercely private nature and for refusing to conform to Hollywood's expectations of femininity, often wearing trousers at a time when few women did so publicly.
I want you to go straight back to the gallery. Start your motor. When you get to the gallery, tell Jennifer that she will be looking after things temporarily.
Bette Davis. Bette Davis was known for her bold screen presence and sharp delivery, establishing herself as one of the defining figures of Golden Age cinema. With 10 Academy Award nominations and 2 wins, she portrayed a wide range of complex women, often defying Hollywood's conventions. Her performances in Jezebel and Dangerous earned her Oscars, but it was all about Eve that cemented her legacy, with her role as Margot Channing becoming one of the most celebrated in film history.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Davis was famous for her willingness to appear unglamorous on screen, focusing entirely on the integrity of the character. She also made history as the first female president of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, though her tenure was short-lived. Less well known is that she fought a highly publicized legal battle against Warner Brothers in the 1930s over restrictive contracts. Although she lost, the case helped pave the way for greater artistic freedom for actors. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor combined star power, beauty, and acting talent to become one of the most recognizable figures of the 20th century. She won 2 Academy Awards for Best Actress, for Butterfield 8 and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Her performance in the latter remains one of the most acclaimed in film history, displaying raw vulnerability and ferocity. Taylor's personal life often overshadowed her acting, with multiple marriages and tabloid scandals dominating headlines. Yet her career longevity and ability to navigate both commercial hits like Cleopatra and intense dramas secured her legacy. Beyond acting, Taylor became a pioneer in HIV/AIDS activism in the 1980s, co-founding the American Foundation for AIDS Research. A lesser-known fact is that she nearly lost her role in Cleopatra due to a severe bout of pneumonia that required an emergency tracheotomy. She returned to complete the film, and it became the most expensive movie ever made at the time. Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster has had one of the most remarkable transitions from child star to adult powerhouse in film history. She began acting in commercials before earning an Academy Award nomination for Taxi Driver at just 13 years old.
It's the ship that made the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs. Now get off of my plane. That's from a different Harrison Ford movie. It doesn't matter.
She later won Best Actress Oscars for The Accused and The Silence of the Lambs, the latter featuring her iconic portrayal of Clarice Starling opposite Anthony Hopkins' Hannibal Lecter. Foster is praised for her intelligence and careful selection of roles, often prioritizing substance over spectacle. She has famously said she chooses roles based on what terrifies me most, a guiding principle that led her to projects like Contact and The Silence of the Lambs. She believes fear is proof a role will challenge her enough to grow. In addition to acting, she has directed several films, including Little Man Tate and The Beaver. Most of the movie-watching public doesn't know that Foster is fluent in French, having attended a French-language prep school in Los Angeles. She has even acted in French films, delivering lines without dubbing.
J'ai dû être une quand j'étais petite. Oui, pourquoi pas. Moi, je trouve que les histoires des enfants, sont intéressants.
Her career is marked by longevity, discipline, and artistry across decades. If you thought this video about these top-notch actresses was good, you're gonna love the one on the screen, so go check it out now.